Did you know there's a free online tool that you can begin using today to help you answer that burning question that we all get when we have a little bit of debt, which is how to pay off debt quickly and save money? Today, I'm going to teach you how to give your debt a 1-2 punch with a step-by-step plan of attack, and that's coming up next. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Health and Wealth Chica. I'm Jeremy, an accredited financial counselor of 10 years, and I have taught thousands of clients the same money tips, resources, and strategies that I will teach you on this channel because I teach people how to manage their money like a boss to live their best life. Subscribe to the channel if you want to learn how to overcome financial challenges and optimize financial opportunities as they arise. Get motivated to do the things you know you've been needing to do, but just didn't know how, and gain the confidence to put powerful and proven money strategies to work for you. I've seen people pay thousands of dollars more towards their debt repayment and spend several years longer in doing that simply because they don't know the tool that I'm about to show you how to use today. In fact, some have even ruined their credit, and in the more extreme cases, some have even filed for bankruptcy. And in my experience, I have found that most of these cases could have been prevented. And the thing about it is that without the proper tools and know-how, it's easy to get discouraged when you have some debt. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be a lot if you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the tool that I'm going to show you helps you to see that light. If you haven't watched part 1, then you probably don't know that this is a 4-part series. So in order to get the entire strategy and not just bits and pieces, I encourage you to watch all 4 parts. And the reason why I decided to go about this topic in this way is that there's a lot of information out there already giving you a piece of the strategy here and a piece of the strategy there. So I wanted to kind of piece it all together for you, especially in the way that I've been practicing for the last 10 years and getting really, really great results with clients. And so in order to take that deeper dive that I know that you're craving, I had to do it this way. Otherwise, the video would be very, very long. And so again, you can watch just today, but you'll get just one piece of the entire strategy. And I will make sure to link the different parts of this 4-part series at the end of the video so you can have it all. Tell me, have you already used some kind of a tool to help you in your debt repayment strategy? If so, put it in the comments. I'd like to hear from you whether that worked for you or not. But I'm pretty sure that you haven't heard of this tool that I'm going to show you in just a moment. And it's pretty cool because this is going to finally show you how to pay off your debt quickly and save money. Moving on to the calculator. In part 1, you got organized with your list of creditors with the 4 pieces of information. Then you leverage the power of being a good customer to those brands you do business with and having a good reputation with them. You called your creditors one by one. Hopefully you're able to get some good results there and have been able to reduce your interest rate. But we're going to reuse that list once again for this calculator. And if you have not watched part 1, then you're going to need 4 pieces of information, which are going to be input into this calculator right here, which is powerpay.org. And a couple things to note before we jump right into this calculator for your debt repayment plan is that it was developed by Utah State University Cooperative Extension, which is a really good thing because it's a nonprofit organization. It's a state university, and they allow anybody to use their tool for free. And the awesome thing about it is there's no pop-ups. Many times you're going to notice that if you're going to be using some kind of a free service, whether it's an app, a website, what have you, it's usually going to come accompanied by a lot of pop-up ads, which can be really annoying. So you're not going to find that on this website. And secondly, you get to create an account that is your own and that you can keep coming back to again and again, and the information is saved for you. So that's really great because there are other tools that you won't be able to do that. You can use them one time and that's it. Also, you won't have to download any software, any program, or any worksheet. It's all right here within the website. So PowerPay will give you the tools to develop a personalized, self-directed debt elimination plan. So I'm just simply showing you the tools, but you're going to have to make some decisions about how you want to use this debt repayment tool for your credit card payoff plan. And you can use other kinds of debts as well in here. So what you could do is, if you want to go ahead and read more before you log in, you may do so. There's a couple videos you can watch. But again, this is a very useful tool I use very regularly with my clients. And so I'm going to show you how you can use it for yourself. So I'm going to sign in. Now for you, of course, if it's your first time coming here, you're going to go here to register. But I am simply going to log in and show you how effective this powerpay.org tool really could be. So when you first come here, you're going to set up your profile. You're going to tell it your name. You're going to also create a username and password. But after that time, you won't see the screen anymore. You're going to come directly into this screen right here. And as you can see, there are several tabs: PowerPay, spending plan, etc. I'm going to focus your attention into the PowerPay tab today, and that's all I'm going to visit with you because I don't want to make this video super long. But by all means, while you're in here, you can keep exploring. This is a free calculator. Okay, so moving right along and going back to your list, do you remember the 4 pieces of information that I asked you to write down in one place? Yeah. So I asked you for the credit card, creditor name, balance, payment, and annual percentage rate. Look at that. That's the information you're going to input into this calculator and see how it works. So you know how you're making monthly payments every month, whether you're making the minimum monthly payment or whether you're making more than the minimum payment. Sometimes you really are shooting in the dark because you don't know exactly when you are going to pay off that debt. And with this calculator, you can know. So that's what I mean by seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, because unfortunately, sometimes it feels like we're paying on our debt forever and ever and ever. And sometimes it's because we kind of are. But this is going to give you a lot of information and hopefully motivation to be able to continue on your debt repayment journey. So I've already input, as you can see, 3 different creditors: Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and a personal loan, just so that I can jumpstart and show you how you can use this. And so you're going to notice that there's a payoff time column right here. And so you will know, how long it's going to take you. And in this case, by paying a $125 payment to Bank of America on a $5,000 balance, that's charging you a 25.99 annual percentage rate. Assuming that this person is not charging any more on their credit card, it's going to take them a whopping 7 years and 10 months to repay this credit card. So that'll be June of 2028.
Okay, and then here on the deferred until date, these two columns here we're not going to use unless you have a line of credit that you don't have to make payments on right away. So you would go ahead and use these two columns. But right now we're assuming that you've just been chugging along, trying to pay back your debts as best as you could. And now you're starting to learn about how this PowerPay works. And so, okay, so I've showed you then, you just put the information in, then you hit save creditor information and you go to the next line. You might have less than this, you might have more than this, but put them all in here. And then after that, you are going to notice here on the bottom left, the results. And this is showing you just continuing how you're going, not using a strategy at all, no power payments, that you will have paid a total of $27,208.80 on your debt. And that's a total interest of $14,508.80 out of that $27,280. And the payoff to pay all those three debts, again, assuming that you have stopped charging completely on these, will take you 7 years and 10 months. Okay, so let's go to the payment calendar and see if this could look any better for you. So here I will show you and always mention that usually the greatest saving method is going to be the highest interest rate first. So your step-by-step plan of attack might be the highest interest first. However, there's other options here, as you can see. There's also a calculate as entered plan of attack for your debt. There's a short term first, lowest balance first, and of course without power payments. But it's going to show you on this last column, the savings column, depending on what option you choose on how you are going to pay off your debt, it shows you how much money you will have saved. So obviously, if you keep going the way you're going, you don't save any money in interest. Oh, sorry. So yeah, so let's assume that you're going to choose the highest interest first. And by the way, some financial experts and gurus out there call this a debt snowball or an avalanche method, but PowerPay calls it a PowerPay plan. And then there's just different options within the PowerPay method. So we're going to go ahead and assume you're going to go with the highest interest first. And we're going to come all the way down to the detailed calendar. And you can download it, you can print it. So this right here is going to be your monthly plan on how you are going to repay your debts according to the option that you chose. And so the default is highest interest first. If you want to change that, here's where you would do that. And so you see here again, the month, the creditor name, and then if you click here, you can expand each of the creditors. So it's showing you the same $125 that in this example, the person is paying towards Bank of America, etc. Well, by expanding this, let's look at Bank of America specifically. You can see out of that $125 payment that you make every month, how much of that is going to the principal. It's only $16.71. And what's going to interest out of this $125 payment every month is $108.29. So yeah, this might start to make sense to you as to why it's taking forever to repay your debt. And so if you follow along on the interest column, which is this one, we're going to scroll all the way down and we're going to see how much money in interest you're going to be paying over the course of the repayment to Bank of America on your $5,000 balance, which we can see here is a whopping $620.09. which means that you are going to end up paying more in interest than what the balance was in the first place. And so again, this is assuming the interest rate that we use for Bank of America, and your interest rates will be different, obviously, but this is just for illustration purposes. You're going to do this with your debts. Okay, and so I'm going to just minimize that again. But the way and the power of this tool, that how it works, is that you can continue to make your payments as you are now. You don't have to change a thing. All you have to do is print this calendar out, post it right there on your desk, right next to your computer where you usually write out your bills monthly. And month by month, you have this plan of attack. September 2020, 125 to Bank of America, etc., right? But at some point, you are going to pay one of these suckers off. And so in this case, wow, okay, it's going to be June 2027. Okay, it looks like this one right here is the one that paid off first. And so let me remind myself what that was. Oh, it was the personal loan. So what the Power Pay method does is simply, now that you've paid this off, you take that payment that you used to make to that personal loan, which in this case was $162.50. Here is just where you paid it off, so it was just like a partial payment. You didn't have to pay the full payment because you were almost done in that month. But in July, beginning in July, you're going to attack the next. In this case, we are assuming you chose the highest interest rate first, which is the Bank of America one. So you're going to not only pay the $125 that you used to pay on Bank of America, but now you're also going to pay the $162.50. And so here you see the new payment that you're going to start making in July. In June, you had a little bit left. Well, you had about $120 some left over that you did start to apply towards that next highest interest rate card first. Now you're attacking this one aggressively. So at the end of the day, it's not going to feel like you're paying more out of your pocket, but this is a very focused repayment plan. So I brought you back to the top, and I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, Jeremy, so if I go without the any method at all, any strategy, right, I am going to take this long to repay my debt in total, assuming that I'm not continuing to use the cards. But if I choose one of the Power Pay options, then I stand to pay off my debt about 7 months earlier, right? 7 years and 3 months, 7 years and 3 months, etc., versus 7 years and 10 months. So I get to repay my debt off 7 months earlier, and I get to save approximately between 120 to 124 bucks in interest. And you're thinking, okay, that's cool. Well, if you're impressed with this, what I want you to do is go back to where we entered the credit card information, and, or I should say debt information, because you might have some loans in here. What if you could, however, put a little more money towards your debt repayment each month? You don't have to, but what if you did? So now you're thinking, Jeremy, you know, I'm fed up with this. I didn't realize how I'm paying so much towards interest every month. And no wonder my balance doesn't seem to pay off. And it's going to take me, you know, over 7 years to repay back a $5,000 balance. And you decide that you can repay just a little bit more every month. So I'm going to show you what that can do. And we're not going to go crazy, but let's just say you can put $50 extra per month. And you wanted to start that like as soon as possible. So let's say September, that'll be next month as of the time of this recording of 2020. And you will have options of how often you can do this. So there's a one-time only. That's a really good place where people start plugging in a portion of their IRS refund. And here shortly, maybe there's going to be a second stimulus coming to you. Although, if you've watched my save versus pay off debt video, then you know my thoughts about that during the pandemic would be different. But under normal, ordinary circumstances, you might do that. But we're going to go here to monthly, and we're going to save that payment information. And now we're going to see what difference does it make if you were able to put about $50 more towards your repayment every single month. So let's go back to the payment calendar and check this out. You go from 7 years and 3 months to repaying this in 5 years and 2 months. Insane. And now look at the savings and interest. $5,082.60, whereas before it was, what was it, $143 and some change? So do you see the power in this method? And so I encourage you to use this and drop me a comment and let me know when you're going to get started with this, and meet me back for final thoughts.
Okay guys, so we went over the entire powerpay.org website. I will link it for you at the bottom in the description so you can get right to it, get to work. Again, it's a 4-part series, so I hope to see you in future videos. And for now, I'll see you Wednesday, and health and wealth be with you.